It's Taylor's birthday morning, and we're gonna go try to shoot some fish to try to do a little birthday dinner for her later. It's flat, it's beautiful today. I think it's gonna be really good.
Good morning, you guys. We are getting ready to send it on a spearfishing mission. It is for my birthday. It's my third time spearfishing. Cobian has been teaching me. I've gone with him spearfishing, but it's time for me to learn, so let's go do it. We also got our homie Nainoa here to join us today. Alright, we are going to finish.
I'm just grunting in the background of your vlog moment.
So we're gonna finish suiting up and I'm gonna swap to the GoPro and we're gonna get in the water. We slid into the water and found our marked spot, and the visibility wasn't super great and did progressively get worse throughout our dive. But I went for the first drop, and right away I can say I should have gone straight down to the reef, but I stopped, just hovering over it, and started to take a look around. I saw this small school of Tauau, which are an invasive species here, so I started to make my way over to them, and then I saw this table boss. So I took my shot, and as I started to bring it up, I realized it was smaller than I thought it was. I did forget my dive knife, so I swam over to Nainoa to borrow his so I could bring the fish, which is an important part of spearfishing because we don't want the fish to suffer. While I did that, Cobian did a drop and came up with a Menpachi. I swam over and dropped them in our creek cooler, which is a great tool to use instead of trying to tie the fish to a belt, just because this helps with safety in the water, especially against any sharks in the area. I headed down on another drop and was initially looking for a goatfish, but I saw this nice bigger sized orange shoulder Tang surgeonfish, which are a pretty sustainable catch and are really good fried. So I brought that up and we continued to rotate drops. And Cobian came back up with another Menpachi, which is one of our favorite fish. I had him brain the fish because it's honestly not my favorite thing to do. I went for my last two drops and they weren't great, but I went down and I saw those Tauau, but took a passing peek at this little cave just to see if there was anything poking out. And I looked around and decided to try to go for the Tauau. Even if we don't eat them, they're invasive, so they're still good to catch, but I missed. Cobian also came back from a drop and told me there was this gray goatfish with a white spot on it, which is what I wanted to go for. So I waited for Nainoa to clear the area before taking my shot, which you can see it right here. I missed and I ended up shooting another one of the surgeonfish. I was feeling pretty stoked about that dive, so I decided to get out of the water, and while I got onto the boat, Cobian and I decided to take one more drop, but Cobian got into a little bit of a pickle with a fish, so I ended up having to get back into the water to help him and safety him.
Saw a big Roy, so I was like, I'll shoot that. And as soon as I shot him, he swam deep into the tightest hole that there was just no hope of getting him out, and I did like 5 or 6 drops trying to get him out, and it didn't work, so I had to cut my line. But I got my shaft back, but I had to cut my shooting line and lost the Roy, but
nice.
Oh well.
We decided to stop and just drop a jig instead of go and try to spear another location and see if we catch anything.
So I go up and the reel goes down, and then down and the reel goes up, you know? So it's kind of like that motion, so you're just like...
Take it off. Take it off, Cobian.
Hooking up jigging is like more fun than any form of fishing, because did you feel that? Because you're already reeling and jerking, so when you hook up, it's like really dramatic.
Yeah.
This is kind of nuts.
If it gets really heavy, that means a shark bit you.
What? What the hell, Cobian? Bro, that's so sick.
There's so many of these things out here, dude. I literally, boom, just like that. You just barely hooked.
We got some dinner!
That's all he's doing.
That's so sick. I didn't do anything. Wow.
On the jig, I get so many of these that I usually throw these ones back because there's the other species that taste better, the blue ones. But
Omilus?
Yeah, I like omilus. So the silver papios I usually throw back now because there's so many. But no, that's sick.
Oh, we might have messed that up.
No, you're good. Give it some jerk.
Yeah.
So just slack.
Hey, yeah! You got
There
it.
you go. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Yep, just slow lifts and rails. You got them.
You both got one.
Yeah. No. Oh, look at it.
Wild.
Woo!
Good for the day. My arm, so sore.
Come too.
Hear him grunting?
Oh, poor guy.
So that's why when we're spearfishing on the bottom, sometimes you do little
Oh yeah.
grunts.
That's what they
Because
do.
that's what like fish in distress do. So when you grunt, other fish are like, ooh, maybe food over there. Like something's wrong or something's going
Something's
on.
hitting it.
So you're kind of imitating the fish that grunt. Oh, they're biting good.
Whoa! I just went down.
Oh!
You said that's little?
I mean,
I know, bro. These are like the biggest.
I mean, this is like 5 pounds. I've gotten like 30-pound ones out here. Because they take like 20 minutes to land.
Alright, let's go.
And he's on.
Yeah, another Papio.
Okay, we're gonna let this one go.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
It's really important to me that the fish don't suffer and just die in ice. I think it's really cruel. So we are going to brain them and bleed them out. So
Bleed
that they,
them so that the meat is...
yes, what Cobian says, but just so that they're not suffering for no reason.
Cobian's thinking food. You're thinking kindness.
Yes. You could stab him in the brain first.
But
This is the part I don't like. All right, we're gonna go ahead and head in and go clean the fish. I have learned how to clean Ono and various fish, but kind of relearning and making it a more consistent thing, so I can do it every time.
So we got a nice little variety grab bag here for Taylor's birthday. Got a couple of nice white papios, a Toau, some Menpachis, just a little reef fish to fry up later. These ones I'm just gonna do fillets and take off all the meat, and then the small ones we'll scale to just fry whole later on. And these guys are gonna be some good fish tacos. This species of fish has this kind of scaly, sharp ridge that runs off the back of their body, so it's easy to just remove it to make it easier to clean the rest of it so it lays flat. Hopefully I can do a good job of showing Taylor how to do this so she can do the next one. I'm kind of just tracing down the spine as close to the bone as I can to get as much meat as I can, and then being careful not to pop the stomach. Ride in the bones here to get as much meat as I can and not waste anything.
We got this nice fillet of fish.
Nice.
That's the fillet. All right, Nainoa is going to come back and clean his fish later today, so we're gonna leave that one out, and then this was my catch, so we are going to clean this guy. This knife is not very sharp, so I do kind of have to saw a little bit, but typically you want to avoid that as much as possible.
Yep, get in there, ride that bone. There you
So
go.
look how clean.
All the way through, then you'll flip it over and do the same on the bottom side. All right.
We got this decent fillet.
That's a
but
pretty clean little fillet, not
did-
bad.
a decent clean around the ribs, but did miss
Just a little bit,
some
but
meat
that's
in
pretty
here.
good.
But we will give it to the animals.
Good job. All right, I'm gonna finish filleting up these guys, and Taylor is gonna start scaling these little guys
It will move faster if Cobian does it.
yes, be efficient.
Sit. Oh, I did not throw that one. To scale, we are taking a spoon and we're going up the scales this way, just like this. So you'll start to see all those scales coming up. The reason we're doing this is because we are planning on frying these, and so technically you kind of eat them whole, but like not really. So you want to get rid of as many of the scales as possible. They're done, and then we will bag and freeze them in the fridge, whatever we want to eat later. But everything else will go in the freezer, and then Cobian's just wrapping up these last two fish. We're gonna go jump in the pool because it's hot. All right guys, that is it for this video. I hope that you loved it and that you were able to be transported into the ocean with us, and I'll see you in my next video.